Hello guys, welcome back to the BC room. Now, following on with some of our pairing videos, we've done a number of egg sac pulling videos, and today we've got something a little bit different. This is our golden blue-legged baboon and the Harpactira pulchripes. Now, these are an absolutely stunning spider. And you remembered when we done our pairing video, our female, she came out, she's got these lovely, gorgeous, almost like metallic blue legs. They are really, really pretty. Now, she produced an egg sac, and we noticed that egg sac on the 19th of February. Now, she was paired on the 7th of November and the 31st of October. So she's been a little while. It's November, it's about 3 months or so, 3.5 months, and we got this sac on the 19th of the 2nd. So that has been, what, nearly 40 days now. 39 days, I think, something like that. And this is already hatched out inside the enclosure. So this one has actually matured much quicker than we was anticipating. And we were looking at actually pulling this egg sac today. And then when we pulled it down, we realised we have got spiderlings everywhere. And they are all over the place. And they have done the majority. Well, I think Mum has come out and she has webbed up all of this outside here. So it's quite extensive. And as you can see, if you look over onto the back there, if I take the top off, we'll see what that might make it a little bit brighter in there. There we go. As you can see in here, all of our spiderlings are actually out and in the web. And same down here, they're all down here as well. Now, looking into the enclosure, Mum is in the back corner here, right down on the bottom, and it doesn't appear that there are any spiderlings down there with her. So it would look as though they've all come outside of the actual chamber where she had the egg sac. They've all moved outside and they're now wandering around out here. So they haven't gone far, but she's created this little nursery with all this webbing, because this wasn't here 2 days ago. This literally just had this tube here. That was it. None of this on here and out here was here. So I think she's come out of a night time, she's created this nursery, and then the spiderlings have all come and moved out, which is really, really quite special. So what we're going to have to do now is we are going to have to try and catch these little guys and get them out. Now I'm thinking what we could do is we could possibly tear down the webbing with the spiders on it and transfer them over, and then just catch up the loose ones that are left in the bottom of the enclosure. Now we're going to do something slightly different with these guys. Normally you would see that we put them in our deli cups, in our nursery pots. As these are already out, and they're in a very dry environment here. They're only looking at around about 50-60% maybe, if you're lucky, of humidity here. And these are doing really, really well. So what we're going to do is we are going to replicate this inside this. Now this is a Braplast box with the snap-on lids. Now one thing I will say is on these lids you'll notice there's air holes here and there's 2 here. But one here, one there, one there, one there. So there's 4 air holes there. You need to cover these up. Otherwise your spiderlings will find their way out and you'll never see them again. So what I do is I use just like a piece of masking tape, and I've already done one here. I've covered it up already. And I use masking tape because it's the safest tape. So all I do is I just strip a couple of bits on, and then we just pick it up like so, and then we just plonk it on there like that, and just stick it on. Now it's most important that you put your sticky tape on the inside of the lid. Yeah, so it's like that. And the reason being, if you was to put it on the top, you will end up with a sticky patch there, and that would then be on the inside, and your spiderlings will get stuck to it. So you must stick it from the inside, not the outside. And like I say, masking tape has got just enough sticky to make it adhere to the plastic, but not so sticky that it sticks absolutely everything. And masking tape is literally just paper at the end of the day, so it's nice and safe. And I never have any issues with spiders getting stuck on it. Now, you might be thinking, well, you've just covered up all the air holes. Oxygen in a tub like this will keep these guys going forever. They really don't use oxygen like we do. So there's no worries about getting air holes in there. Now we're going to put a little bit of beastie mix in here. Now this is relatively dry, it's not too bad at all actually. A couple of big lumps in there, we just break them down. Now you notice there's a lot of leaf litter in this. This in turn will dry out as well in this tub. And what we're hoping for, by having the leaf litter and all these little sticks and twigs and bits and pieces, you see there's lots of little bits and stuff in here, yeah? These guys will web, and these will all be tiny, tiny little anchor points. So they will create webs in amongst all of this, and it will give them the kind of environment that they need. You notice we've got no water bowl or anything in there yet. These are at their second stage install, so they've got one more molt before they become proper slings. And even once they do have that molt, they become proper slings, they will still be okay in here altogether for some time before we need to think about separating them. Right, shall we have a little look and see what we can, see whether we can lift the web out with them on it. This is not going to be the simplest of procedures. What we're hoping for is that they don't bolt out. There you go, you see we're lifting them up. There's a few of them. See how sticky that web is. I'll try and get a few more. Oh, we've got a big bunch of them here. Here we go. Look at that. Lovely big bunch of them there. You notice how they all stay on the web. I'm just going to pop that in there like that. Now obviously we can't really get any numbers here. We don't know how many we got. Absolutely cracking, aren't they? Really, really good size. Now looking at that, we have actually got the vast majority of them. So what we're going to do now, we're going to see if we can't hook out the stragglers. Easier said than done, isn't it? Stop laughing. Oh my God. They don't want to go in the pot, do they? Right. I see you. And as you can see, they are actually quite mobile already. Hey, we got one. There we go. We just got to get our eye in. That's what it is. You notice Mum hasn't come out yet. There's another one. I think there was only about 3 or 4 that were still in here. I think what we'll do is we will just wait for those guys to come out on their own. Now, it doesn't appear to be any more. If I turn this around, this is where our female is, down here, and there doesn't appear to be any inside there. I think there's the odd one. So what we will do, we will catch them up as they venture out, and that'll be cool. Oh, here we have, here are our babies, and as you can see they're all holding onto the web, which is nice. So what they'll do is they will in turn actually start to web this up. Even at this age, these guys can produce silk, and they will start to web all of this up, and then they use the web just as they do as adults, and they'll molt out on the web. Amazing little dudes these are. We like these a lot. Very, very nice. Now again, it's going to be very, very difficult to get numbers unless we physically break them down and catch them up individually, which we may do yet, just to see how many we have. But for the moment, we're going to leave them be, and we're going to see how they get on in this particular tub. Hopefully they should be fine. Now this is going to be a little bit of a test really, to see whether they do well in here, or maybe whether we should have put some into a nursery pot. It might be a case actually that we set up a nursery pot and we put some in there and we see what they do. See whether there's any difference between the two rearing changes. The reason we've gone for this is because they've hatched out in this dry environment. They don't necessarily need that high humidity. They are quite a dry species, although they do like a little bit of humidity. So yeah, we might pull 20 or so and put them in a pot and see how they get on, and just monitor them and see what happens. Right, well, another lovely success in our breeding program. We've been very, very fortunate so far this year, and we've got many, many more that are all in the process of either being paired or are on egg sacs as we speak. There are quite a number of these tanks in here. You'll notice that we've got some of them, the spiders, that you can't see them, and the reason for this is there's a number of them who are already sitting on egg sacs. So it's just a case of waiting for them days to tick by before we can get in there and pull them and see what we got. Right, well, I hope you enjoyed that, and don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spider. I'll see you soon, guys.